Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Good Old Drink Why You Think. I am your co-host, Kenji.
And I'm Matthew.
And very, very, very exciting. You've heard us talk about it, but the man of the hour is here. Van, welcome.
Thank you, and hello.
We are super, super excited to have Van Valentine with us. Van is formerly of Counting House, now really kind of with the combined Counting House Acuity. So we're super excited to talk to Van. We'll talk more about what this coming together kind of looks like, a little bit about you. But first, and always most importantly, what's everybody drinking? Van, what are you drinking with us today?
So I'm drinking a local, it's called, the brewery is Stone Face Brewing Company. Stone Face because we live in the Granite State. That's our rock. And they're about 10 minutes from here. It's called Full Clip. It's kind of it's the first time I've tried this particular one.
Oh, nice.
It's English kind of style hoppy.
Oh, cool.
I'm actually very excited to taste it.
Nice. Up in New Hampshire. I didn't realize that was kind of like the Stone, base. Interesting. Things we learn. Okay. Nice. Matthew, what about you?
Well, I know what your next brew is, so I thought I'd start trying out some milk stouts. I've got the Yazoo cinnamon milk stout just to get my palate right for when your next brew. Kenji is brewing a milk stout right now, right? It's a milk stout,
that
right?
Is
You're
correct,
aggressive,
yeah.
Right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah. How about you, man?
You and I are thinking the same. I am drinking. It's called the Silent Accord. Whoa, you can see it there. Also a milk stout with coconut in it from a local brewery, Six Bridges, up in Johns Creek, kind of nearby. But you're right. That's how Matthew kind of knows the way I do this. When I'm brewing, I like to kind of buy some other beers of this style, so I kind of get a little bit of a sense of it. So 2 milk stouts, it sounds like, for us down here in Georgia, and Van up in New Hampshire. He's got like an English kind of hoppy thing going. No matter what.
I didn't show you the can, but I did show you the...
I did like the koozie very much. So
do I.
Well, cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Should I put some milk in this so I feel like I'm on the board?
Well, it is an English drink. It is an English drink, you said, so you could.
I don't want to really do
not get a line.
Right.
It's not truly milk that goes in there.
Yeah, that was an accidental thing. Actually, I have a coffee stout out upstairs I almost brought down, but
people think that milk stout has milk. It does not. It does have lactose sugar in it, which is where it gets the milk stout from. So anyway, that's pretty good. How's yours, Matthew?
Yeah, I was expecting more of a hit. It's branded like a cinnamon stout. I don't have that cinnamon hint coming through yet, but maybe it's on the aftertaste. We'll see. I never complain about beers, right?
I know. It's always fun to try some new things out. This is exciting. This is a week that I know the three of us have been waiting on for quite some time.
Wow. Yeah.
We've been in discussions with Van since, Van, when did we first connect?
So I was looking for the PPP calculator, the best PPP calculator in the world. I was looking for, and I ended up on your site. And it was an okay PPP calculator. It was good, very good. And that was in late April. I think I reached out, Matthew, I think had our first Zoom in sometime in May. Early.
Yeah.
I want to say it was early. Yeah, in COVID. So.
Yeah.
The old PPP calculator. I mean, everyone's complaining about the PPP and us accountants in particular and helping people, all the stuff. But how about that for a love story built around the PPP? It brought us together. It brought the firms together. How cool is that?
100%.
You got to love that. We'll hopefully have some information about PPP for all the folks who are actually interested in it. We were working on ours, should be submitted for forgiveness within the next week. So should be interesting. So that's how we ended up kind of meeting up through the PPP. Tell us about Counting House. When did you start Counting House, Van? Tell us about kind of how you built it up. And I think other people would love to hear about it.
And as I'm watching the dog now and the chickens running back
across Matthew's backyard.
So I spent 20 years in corporate America. I didn't go the CPA route. I went the private accounting route, right? Which worked out very well. But at my midlife crisis was like, okay, I've achieved, I was CFO, VP finance in corporate. I had a blast. But it was like, what's next? I was a little on the board side and needed some stimulation. So at 45 years old, with two young kids getting ready to go to college, I thought it would be a brilliant idea to quit my job and start a business. And I remember in the first few days, and I was working out of the basement, and I caught myself walking in circles in the driveway saying, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? It was that panic, no paycheck. So that was the beginnings in 2000. And then we worked out. We grew the business. I was only in the house for a couple months, moved to a leasehold it was about 1,500 square feet with two of us in it. The phone would ring and it was like, yes, we do payroll. Click. How do we do payroll? No. And this might resonate with you guys a little bit.
Oh,
I don't mind. I like to sell stuff and then figure it out after the fact, which is not a brilliant strategy. So that worked. We started to grow and grow and grow. We connected with the PASBA organization, the Professional Association of Small Business Accountants, and just realized what a wonderful model we have in serving, just like Acuity, in serving small business, right? And a passion. If I didn't show you my wall downstairs, when you walk into Accounting House, there's a big handwritten stencil on the walls that say, we're passionate about your business. And in looking at your site and having the Zooms with you, it was like, damn, that's exactly, there was this symbiotic feeling about it. And so we grew and grew and are very happy and successful. To me, the success is not the success necessarily of the business, but the success that our clients have because of the support that we're able to achieve. So it's been fabulous. It's been great.
Yeah, it has been. I mean,
that's part of you guys is I can get to continue to work. And, and that gives me such pleasure. And my wife, who just walked by, it gets me out of the house. Gives me something to do. So it's just been a wonderful ride. It's been great.
Wow. Well, I love hearing the story about it. We are very, very, very excited. We'll probably say that on like 10 more times during this episode to have you and the rest of the team with us. I wanted to mention PASBA, and I guess I'll share my experience with it, and then I'll have you talk about it, Dan. But over a year ago, one of my good friends, Brittany Brown, who's awesome, runs a great firm out of Utah. She was invited to speak at a PASBA event. She couldn't make it. She had just done a great speaking session at QuickBooks Connect just the year before. And I think she had been really, I saw it, a lot of us saw it, it was on onboarding, probably one of the more popular of all the events at QuickBooks Connect. She was fantastic. And so she was asked to come speak at PASBA, and she had a commitment. She couldn't do it. And so she reached out to me and goes, hey, do you want to, I'd kind of helped her a little bit on her presentation. She goes, do you want to do it? I said, well, sure. I'll go figure out. I don't know what PASBA is, but I'll go check it out. It was down in, they were having one of their conferences down in Florida. And I thought, well, okay, got some family kind of down there and it's not too far from us in Atlanta. So I went down. It was really kind of strange because I didn't know much about the organization. I knew you guys were a group of other accountants, but I thought, and they said, well, we'd love you to talk about technology. Sounds like you guys at Acuity are kind of into technology and are kind of forward thinking. And so I said, sure, I'll come and talk to the group about that. I can talk all day about those kind of things. And so I went down, and I was really surprised because I've kind of always fancied myself as knowing a good amount about the profession, especially as the profession of, here in the US, smaller firms. And I hadn't heard of PASBA. And then when I walked away from it, I was like, wow, these are some really, they've been around for a long time, but really actually very forward thinking, really integrated kind of community of small business accountants. It was just kind of surprised. It felt a little bit like a little bit of a secret that no one else had not many people had heard of it. But how long have you been involved with PHASMA? Like, how would you describe PHASMA to, again, maybe another accountants who didn't know anything about it?
So I'll end my story with this. If I hadn't found PHASMA and adopted their philosophies, if you will, I'd probably be doing tax returns, the traditional CPA model, which is not what I wanted. So PHASMA was founded on the back porch of a couple of guys back in the 60s. Leo Lawson had created a very large small business accounting firm in the mid-Atlantic states. I'm not exactly sure where. But it was in the 50s and 60s, and he controlled everything. He franchised it, and everything went through corporate. So we would go out and we would sign up clients. We would collect the data, send it to corporate, and corporate would send financials back. Then the personal computers started coming online, and everybody said to Leo, we're paying way too much money to you. We can do this stuff ourselves. And there was a splinter. So that's when PHASMA was formed, drinking beer on the front porch of somebody's house. So the motto of PHASMA, which is very, very ingrained in everybody, is teach, share, and learn. So all members are expected to contribute to each other in the teaching fashion. We learn from each other, and we share. We try not to have original thoughts. We try to steal from everybody else.
Perfect.
The best mousetrap. So 200 members across the country, CPAs, EAs, and it's a great organization.
Awesome. You're actually, I think you're speaking next week, aren't you?
Speaking next week, yes.
Great.
My session is on something near to my heart, which is fee review, the fee review process, fee increases.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. We're really looking forward to kind of getting more involved in the PHASMA, especially with you being kind of with us. I'll shift gears a little, not entirely, but I guess, Matthew, you and Van kind of started the communications, then I got kind of involved, but what have you found? One of the keys that you and I talked about with Counting House was, Acuity is a little bit bigger than Counting House is, but we had this idea of we really want to try to learn from each other. Matthew, what are the things so far you saw in Counting House and you continue to see? They're like, wow, that's a really good principle or a practice to try to adopt and learn off. What are some of the things that you've seen that have been interesting on Van's team?
I mean, I've been waiting for Van to join, so I just might as well go to his PHASMA session on fee review. That was number one for me, that he was doing better than us. That's just way out there that we've just never been good at institutionally, is going through a fee review and kind of doing fair increases and stuff like that as people go through. So I'm fascinated to deeper dive on that. I might even get the plus version from Van, hopefully at some point as we go through that process. So
I'll do a Zoom with Acuity with my slides and PowerPoints anytime.
That'd be great.
Awesome.
That was one of the things. The thing that stuck out to me was just kind of the alignment on kind of how we think about doing kind of a fixed fee billing. I don't like saying value pricing. I'm just a pet peeve, but the fixed fee billing and productizing what we think are the great services with just kind of this opportunity to look at it from a different lens in a different market. I think Van focuses on kind of the SMB market with a lot of folks in a local metro. We've been really focused on kind of niches across the country, and I'm looking forward to looking at the differences on that. We've already got it. We've been working together for 6 months, so we've got a bunch of information on that. And then I'm really excited to see just personally, what is the, after you sell your firm, what can the things that we can create for people? Just it's a little selfish looking forward for myself. So I'm looking forward, like I'm morbidly curious, like how we can, in a couple of years, like what Van's role looks like, and how he can stay plugged into New Hampshire and plug us in, and how we can become like better together. The 1 + 1 = 3. And how we can create these like win-win scenarios. And if that's just a pipe dream of mine, or I'm really hopeful for it, because I'm saying like eventually, I'd like to be in your position, in your seat, Van, and say, okay, somebody else do the day to day, and let me do what I enjoy most, right?
Yeah.
So which is meeting people, helping people, like like you and I are very similar in that respect in our local markets. It's like I love going out and meeting people, going out and helping people, and those are the three big ones to me that kind of just are pervasive. There's lots of little things.
I remember when I was speaking at PASMA, and I think I'd have to, it'd be interesting. I'll have to go back and look for a Van. I'm sure somewhere I've got my old PASMA presentation that I did and like dust it off just because we could look at it together and kind of chuckle about it. But one of the things, concepts I knew I was talking about, and I thought I was going to kind of impress and blow all these 200 PASMA members away, was with, fixed price billing. Hey, we do fixed price billing, not just hourly billing. And I remember I kind of said that, and it kind of, everybody in the room's kind of like, yeah, so, I mean, they're nice about it. And so as I've gotten to that, I kind of was like, that's interesting. And as we got to know you, I'm like, wait a minute. We thought we were so fancy because, we were doing monthly billing for clients, monthly, we were billing our clients on a monthly basis. You're billing clients on a weekly basis for stuff. So it was just a really eye-opening of where I think sometimes in the industry, some of us kind of younger firms, using all this technology, tend to think that we're on the cutting edge of things. We're like, oh, there's a tremendous amount to be learned from innovators. You guys were innovators in your time and continue to innovate. And I was like, wow, there's some really good inspiration there that we can grab as a firm and kind of learn from. So it's been fun. So it's been fun already. We're only technically
5 days.
Yeah, fifth day in there together with a lot more to kind of go. I don't know how you felt so far, Van, about like, our concern at one point was like, okay, we're going to welcome Van and the team aboard, and they're going to go, oh my gosh, these Acuity folks are just nuts. What a bunch of, crazy people. I mean, not putting you on I guess I am putting you on the spot. Like what's at least maybe been the biggest change so far that you or the team have seen like, wow, this is pretty different that these Acuity folks do?
So I'm going to back up a little bit and just pile on to what you and Matthew were saying. So being an older, more established, we've been in business for a while, and I was 20 years in corporate before that. So I thought, I got this all. This is the model that works, and very, very proud of that. And like, what can we learn from anybody like Acuity? And as I started studying it more and more, and something that I've wanted so badly but never could get off the ground, was more tech in our practice. There are so many opportunities that I just didn't get off the ground. And so to me, I am so excited to learn, as I think Matthew said eloquently, I'm so excited to learn, and you, Kenji, too, what you guys do, what we do, and then say, well, this is going to fit maybe here, and this is going to fit here, and we're going to come out of it with some really awesome, powerful offerings.
Yeah.
So the learning, I always want to learn something new every day. And with you, I've learned like 5 things new every day. So what's changed? So little has changed in this first 5 days, other than we now have this thing called Slack. Actually awesome. I converted the whole office today over to the Google accounts, the G Suite.
Nice.
So we've done that. We're getting interested about Grasshopper.
Well, that's right. You have the phone system, Grasshopper.
All of that. I mean, the team here was very excited, apprehensive to a degree, but I think that we structured between, my reveal to the staff, and we did the group meeting, and then the onboarding meeting, all that stuff. It was just, they're like, yeah, this is great. No concerns. Everybody sees it as a huge opportunity.
Yeah, me too. It's been fun. I mean, the thing that we didn't mention, but probably people watching this would understand during this time is what you see right here, the three of us. This has been all of our interaction. We still have not physically met Van or us or the team members because of this crazy COVID situation. And
not in person. Yeah,
we're just dying to get together. We can't wait for that. It's gonna feel like some, when we finally all get to come together, it's gonna be an awesome opportunity. But I think the things like being forward thinking, technology oriented, but also being very curious about ways to make improvements in the industry and learn from each other is kind of what still made this deal happen, right? Regardless of the fact that you can't get on an airplane, you can't go do all the things that normal people do, and part of it, I guess, is we don't know any better. This is our first opportunity to kind of come together with another firm. But despite not having closing dinners and being together during diligence and stuff like this, it's felt like a great process to get here, and one that will be really celebratory once we get to kind of get together face to face. As soon as that vaccine and testing or whatever comes out, like I feel like that's going to be the first flight we book is like, all right, New Hampshire, here we come.
And Atlanta, here I come. You guys will probably come up here. I'll go down there.
That's true.
But no, absolutely. Yeah, it's a beautiful where it's a beautiful area up here. It's
we can't wait for that. It's going to be great.
And Matthew's going to be bringing his son up here.
Yep.
Maybe.
No, for sure.
All these college visits and things.
Vermont's first in the Vermont's number one. New Hampshire's up there in the top 5, and as the UVM is number 1 right now, and UNH in the top 5. Yeah, it's replaced Georgia right now in the leader in the clubhouse right now. So of the 7 applications he's filed so far. So
oh my gosh, you will be up there. That's great.
No, he hasn't visited it or anything, but he hasn't got accepted to either one. So but hopefully UNH and UVM come up.
We also told him, like, hey, just based on experience that your dad has had, with Van, like, you don't need to make big decisions and have to also physically be together. You can do this stuff via video.
Yeah, I don't know if you know, Kenji, but Van went to UNH, so one of the schools Tipton applied to. So, and so did his son. So, yeah.
My son is a CPA in Portland, Maine. So Portland's an hour north of here. And, he is the recruiting guy at UNH.
Is that right?
So he does. I still think he does, but he'll go down for the fairs, whatever they're called, or I don't know what they do anymore now. But he, we'll hook him up with your son.
That's well,
that'll be good.
Yeah.
Any help we can get as parents of high school seniors trying to figure out what the heck college looks like for next year. So that's a very kind offer.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing for people watching this is you're going to get to follow along on this awesome journey of a couple of firms coming together and trying to help clients. So this will not be the last time we get Van on here to join us. So we're excited about that. But
as long as you're still talking to us, we're going to have him on.
Oh yeah. This is what, you mentioned earlier, Matthew, like, hey, all you want to do when you kind of, get to a point of like not wanting to have to work in the business is like help people and like meet them. I'm like, this is all I'd want to do is just go on and have a beer with my friends and like every week and talk about things going on in the industry. That'd be, to me, my situation I never would want to ever retire from. So we'll see if we can coerce Van to come on a regular basis.
Beer? Is it always beer?
It's typically beer, but we'll change it up a little bit. We change it up.
I did some wine one time. We've had some tequila. It depends on what everybody's preference is. One of our friends in Austin, I think Brian had tequila, right?
Yeah,
because he did an Austin. I think he might have done even an Austin tequila.
We've had wine, mixed drinks. We had Amanda Aguilar in New Orleans, kind of mixed up a New Orleans kind of based cocktail. So, the audience really for this is, again, maybe a couple family members who care to check up on whether Matthew got his latest haircut or whether I was growing ridiculous facial hair, things like that. But also beyond that, it's also friends of ours, usually other firm owners, honestly, is probably the ones who are checking it out.
Hopefully.
But also, one of the reasons we do beer a lot is because when we finish, and I'll pull this up, we
Get to rate them.
We use our little website here, Untapped. I think we've got a new friend this week too, by the way. Well, actually, I'll keep it private, but we had someone reach out to us who's one of our friends who may be sending us beers, Matthew, which they know the way to our heart to send us beers. So anyway, we'll put them on, and there may be some more beers coming. Matthew, remind me, can you tell me the name of yours again?
The Yazoo Pepe Cinnamon Milk Stout.
Okay.
Cinnamon milk stout right there.
There it is.
3.25.
3.2. Okay, so that's okay for you.
It's not a good one for me.
Not good.
It's not a rye.
So that's did you taste the cinnamon at all in it?
No, I wanted more cinnamon. It just teased me with it. Maybe even a 3. Move it one more.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can edit that. I don't know if I can edit it.
3.25 is great. 3.25 is great.
Mine again was the Six Bridges, and it was the Silent Accord. I like this one. I had it on tap actually a couple weeks ago. I liked it better on tap for some reason. A little more coconut came through, but I'm going to give this one. I'll go 3.75. This is decent.
What to go? Stay, please.
And then, all right, Van, tell us the name of yours again one more time.
So it's Stoneface, one word, Stoneface Brewing.
Ah, gotcha.
Full clip.
The full clip. Okay, let's see if we can find the.
It was right up there when you.
Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is. The full clip is right here.
Nice.
IPA.
Yep.
What do you feel? You get a 1 to 5, or sorry, 0 to 5 in quarter-point increments.
So this is a solid 4.
Oh, nice. That's a good solid beer.
It's very it's soft. It's very soft and hoppy, a little citrusy. It's delightful.
It sounds like my kind of IPA right there. That does sound. Yeah. The average so far has been 3.92. So yeah, you're kind of
above average beer right there.
Right in there. Nice. Well, gentlemen, it was what a great way to have a drink with you at the end of a really amazing week for us of coming together.
Really was. Really.
You like the chickens in the tunnel too in the background.
I know Matthew is so excited to be able to show the chickens.
My chickens are laying eggs now. I'm happy. Oh, Van's got like.
Oh gosh, see, that's what wisdom does right there. You have all kinds of sides and stuff like this. You guys are at least sitting outside. I'm still up in the home office. You're way ahead of me. So this is the stuff we're going to have to learn and soak up the wisdom of Van here. So anyway.
And it's also, I give my wife the credit because she just brought it out.
Oh, Andrea. She is, that's what, Well, again, Van, thank you for joining us.
A pleasure. Thank you guys.
Awesome. And hey, everybody watching. Again, all you got to do to be on, raise your hand or send us some beer, whatever it might be. But please feel free to subscribe, send us a question. And cheers, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Cheers. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.